Hey guys, I'm Matt, and welcome back to The Music That Made Me, a journey through my life's playlist. And as you can see, based on the title, and of course, the pop-up, this is difficult right there. We will be checking out Zac Brown Band and the song Chicken Fried. Now, I can see if anybody knows this song. Well, it says 2008. The release date for this song is kind of convoluted. It was actually originally released in 2003. Then it was, because it was written, he wrote it for someone else, and it was released as a single for that other band, and then Zac wanted the rights back, so then the other band pulled it down, and then Zac released it on his own in 2005. And then when Zac Brown Band started getting commercial success, they re-recorded it in 2008. So I'm just going with 2008 because that's the version I have. And we're going with that. But it's not just this song that's great. I mean, it is. It's actually this album. Foundation is my favorite country album. Like I know my last episode, Rancid and Out Come the Wolves is my favorite album, period. That is true. But I listen to so many different genres. It's sometimes hard for me to, like, if I had to, like, draft, like an NFL draft, like a sports draft, if I had to draft, like, albums, it would be very difficult because it's like, I don't like having genres compete with one another when it comes to, like, what I like best and what I don't. Because it's very, like, time-oriented, I want to say. It's like, I go through like peaks and valleys on what I listen to. So like right now I listen to a ton of country, mostly because of my kids, because of my family, my wife, we all love country music, but it's always appropriate. It's fun. There's good storytelling typically. So, country music right now is like my most listened to genre, but I go through phases. That's what I'm thinking. I go through different phases with music. Again, I listen to a lot of movie scores and that kind of stuff. So, I mean, as the years go by, like maybe because I like burn myself out with one genre, I'll like switch to another one for a little bit to be like my main genre of music. Right now I've had an extended love of country music. I don't really see that stopping because there's so many great albums coming out over the years, and there's even more on their way based on some pre-orders I've seen. But for right now, we are going to revisit the first Zac Brown song I ever heard. And funny enough, the very first time I heard the song was actually, I think, on the CMAs. They played it live because they were up for Best New Artist, which they ended up winning. I think it was the CMAs, could have been the ACMs. Whatever country music award that they won for Best New Artist. They played it live at the award show, and I was like, wow, who are these guys? This guy's great. Zac's amazing. He's an amazing guitar player. He plays acoustic guitar mostly, but he does a lot of leads. He's a very, very good guitarist, and he's got an amazing, like soulful kind of voice. They're from Atlanta, Georgia, if anybody cares. But they're just a really great band, and this is a really fun song. Let's get it started, and then inevitably when I need to stop and talk about it, we'll kind of go into another reason why I love this album so much and this band so much. So without further ado, Zac Brown's Chicken Fried. Yeah, right away you get that acoustic. Great tone on the acoustic too.
Well, I'm a chicken fried, and cold beer on a Friday night, a pair of jeans that fit just right, and the radio.
One thing that they are known for is their harmonies are always so on point. This band has such great harmonies.
Well, I was raised up beneath the shade of a Georgia pine, and that's home, sweet tea, pecan pie, homemade wine, where the peaches grow. And my house, it's not much to talk about, but it's filled with love that's grown in southern ground, and a little bit of chicken fried. Cold beer on a Friday night, a pair of jeans that
such a fun song.
Right, and the radio.
laid back, it's chill, but it's fun, it's upbeat. And it's just highlighted by those harmonies. And the musicianship, they're all great musicians.
It's funny how it's the little things in life that mean the most, not where you live, what you drive, or the price tag on your clothes.
And another great harmony.
Dollar sign on a piece of mind, this I've come to know. So if you agree, have a drink with me, raise your glasses for a toast to a little bit of chicken.
All right, stop there before we go into the next chorus. So yeah, this tune is just so good. It's so good. It has everything you want. And like I said, before I started, I said there was something else I wanted to talk about. What was really cool with this album and this song is I wasn't super into country music at the time, really at all. When this came out, early 2000s, you know, the original version. So I think I heard the original version probably around here. So, you know, okay, so 2008-ish, maybe 2007. I remember hearing it after I heard it, because I heard the live version, and then I checked out the actual studio recorded version. And there's a music video that goes with it. But it just sounded different. Like, I think I was so, like, hung up on, like, the 90s, like, country explosion with, like, Garth Brooks and, like, Shania Twain and, like, that kind of stuff, like stadium country. I wasn't super, like, into country. And nobody in my family really listened to it at all. Like, we listened to a little Alan Jackson here and there, but it wasn't anything major. We were rock and roll, we were punk, we were metal, like that kind of stuff. We didn't really listen to a ton of country. So I think when I heard this band, and I was like, oh wow, this is like the evolution of country music. This is what, like, country sounds like now. Of course, not all country sounds like this, but when I checked out this album, I was floored by how chill and, like, easy listening it was. It wasn't like stereotypical country music where everything's about a truck, everything's about a beer, everything's about a girl. I mean, every country band has those songs, but these guys are actually super influenced by Jimmy Buffett. And if you know anything about Zac Brown, you know that. Like, he had a long, and of course Jimmy died a couple years ago, but he had a long-standing relationship with Jimmy, and they collabed on a couple of songs together. So you can kind of hear it once you kind of understand that their friendship with Jimmy Buffett and, you know, their love for his music. It really does make sense, because they actually do a lot of songs about, like, beaches and, like, sand and margaritas and, like, that kind of stuff, like your island songs. Toes is a great one. Jump Right In. What is the I can never remember the name of the song, but there's another one on this album that has that name, or it has the story behind it. So again, this is just one of those albums that it's a great, like, almost icebreaker for country music. Like, if people aren't really sure what to think about country, you can kind of show them this album. It's kind of more stripped, stripped and laid back. And I absolutely love it. Like I said, the harmonies are so good. And they've actually gotten even better because Clay Cook, who is now one of their, long-term band members, he wasn't on this album. He joined the band like 2 or 3 months after this album came out, and to this commercial success that it had. Ton of #1 hits on this album. And they actually hired Clay Cook. He was in the Marshall Tucker band for a little while. They actually hired him into the band to be a full-time member. He plays a bunch of different instruments too, just like Coy. Coy is their lead guitarist. He plays a bunch of different instruments. Clay has this really high tenor voice that just adds that little extra texture to the music. So, all right, let's get back into it. We're going to get right back into this next chorus, and we'll let it play out from there.
Have a drink with me, raise your glasses for toast to a little bit of chicken fried and cold beer on a Friday night, a pair of jeans that fit just right, and the radio but like to see the sunrise, see the love.
Yeah, this was definitely my gateway to country music with this album, for sure.
And no mother's love.
Jimmy DiMartini, awesome fiddle player. He's also the lead vocalist on their Beastie Boys cover that they do live. We'll talk about that later. More great acoustic work, and that's actually Zach playing it, not barely guitars.
I thank God for my life and for the stars and stripes. May freedom forever fly. Let it ring. Salute the ones who died, the ones that give their lives so we don't have to sacrifice all the things we love, like our chicken fried and cold beer on a Friday night, a pair of jeans that fit just right, and the radio.
He said, I don't want to say they're like built around the harmonies, but they kind of are. That's like a huge part of this band.
Feel the touch of a precious child and know a mother's love. Get your little chicken fried and cold beer on a Friday night.
A little bit of that reggae island tone.
Jeans that fit just right, and the radio up. I like to see the sunrise.
It's kind of a half beat where they kick in. It's really awkward if you don't know the song well. Fantastic song. Absolutely fantastic song. Like I said, this is like a gateway drug into country music is this album. You listen to this album and it hits different. It hits different. It's not as like I know some people that, you know, when they talk about country music, they don't necessarily like the twang that a lot of country has. Like steel guitars, like I'm not a huge fan of slide guitar, like steel guitar, like that classic steel guitar, not really my thing. I think that's like part of that stereotypical country music that I didn't like back in like the late 80s and then into the 90s. Is you always had those steel guitars in the background, and it was very, very campy and obvious. Like it was so you could hear it coming from a mile away. It's every single song had that steel guitar, and it just wasn't my thing. I was just like, I can hear it right now. You know, that like it was just like this awful. I just don't like it. You know, like I still hear it in music now, and I just kind of deal with it. But what's great is a lot of the artists that I listen to, like I said, this is my favorite country album. My currently, like I'm a huge like Dierks Bentley fan. One of my favorite vocalists. It's just such a great voice. Currently I listen to a ton of Riley Green. I absolutely love Riley Green. Ella Langley, absolutely love that girl. Her voice. Oh, like there's some great talent out there. Hudson Westbrook for like a younger, newer artist. He's so good. We just saw Wyatt Flores open for Post Malone. I mean, Wyatt Flores is another great one. Like that's getting into like Americana, like folk. But like I said, there's a ton of great ones out there. And they don't really go haywire with like steel guitars and like your stereotypical like country radio music, I guess. Which is I always like the underground stuff. I like the unique stuff like this. And to me, Zach still has a lot of that in him. You know, first 3 or 4 albums were awesome. They were so good. Now, granted, as time goes by, you know, they've changed a little bit here and there with their style. There's a couple of albums like Jekyll and Hyde. I think that's what it's called. Not a fan. That was like an experimental, almost like prog album. It was very, very odd, very strange. And I think he understood that because the band never really recorded something like that again, and they went back to their roots. So I get it. They actually have a song called Roots. It's really good. But what is it? Family Table is another great song. Like there's so many of them. But yeah, that is Chicken Fried from the Zac Brown Band. Again, this is the 2008 version. There's a few different versions. This is just the most up-to-date recording. And I love it. I don't know about you guys, but again, if you're not super into country music, this is a good place to start. It is kind of like the drug that kind of gets you hooked because it's very easy to listen to. very broad audience would like this album. But yeah, again, thank you so much for listening to me ramble on about another song that I love. That's kind of what I'm going to be doing here. But check out or look out for the upcoming episodes of The Music That Made Me. Again, this is going to be a journey through my life's playlist, essentially. And go from there. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much. We'll see you.